Alright folks, I'm doing another Scarblock draft, and yeah, we have some choices here. So it's mainly between the Spice, Pith Driller and Thundering Tanadon, and I think I'm going to go with the Tanadon. I like it quite a lot, and it leaves me open. Pith Driller would be a good card, but I take Tanadon this time, I should say. And we follow that up with either an Invaded Parasite, which I like quite a lot. Land destruction isn't too common in draft in limited, but this one is actually one of the better ways of disrupting your opponent's mana base. You take their one off, and then they have to pay life. That does damage when they pay new ones. Other cards that I consider are the Blinding Soul Eater, and yeah, that's basically Gremlin Mine, but that's way too early. So instead I'm going to go with this Invaded Parasites and hope that I open some or get some more red cost to me. Blighted Agent and Reaper were okay cards as well. This pack, I think I'm going to go with a Wellspring. I'm always going back and forth on deciding when one should take these cards, but I think I've decided that no, they shouldn't appear later than fourth pick basically, the Nicholson Wellspring, and therefore sixth pick for the Pristine Talisman. But this pack had only one other pick for us, and that was the Gliss Scorn. Shattered Angel is a good card, but I'm not that fond of white. I haven't had much luck with it, unless I've had the absolute nuts deck, and that card alone doesn't make the nuts. Here we get some. We have an Entomber Exarch, which is a good card, but I think I'll stick to red here, cutting the refugee rather than taking the Entomber Exarch for a second or third color, depending on how we decide on green as a color. Otherwise, there's a parasitic implant as well in the pack, but I'll go with the refuge, and hopefully I can stay out of the lure of black. And in this pack, there's no black at all. So instead, it's a choice between Slash Panther and Gliss Scorn, and if I can cut red good enough, then I will get red in both second and third pack potentially. So I shouldn't have that much of a problem picking up Artifact Destruction, even though this is a good Artifact Destruction. So I'm going to go with the Slash Panther. I like it. It's a 4/2 creature with haste. It can't be that bad. I mean, it's always doing something. This pack has got Fresh Meat, which I kind of like that card. Although it not necessarily does what you want it to do, it's always going. It will give you at least 1/3/3, and each creature is not only it's not non-token creature or whatnot. So if you get to do some gang blocking with your tokens and small guys, you can trade them up to 3/3s. Um, Deathhood Cobra, that's a good one. There's a Caress here for the Infect deck. There's also Chain Road Seeker also for the Infect deck. The White Infect that still hasn't had its. I've I've died to White Infect, but it's never been a very good archetype. It still isn't the best. I mean, you can have small portions of infecting your white deck with the 2/3 flyer, but it's not as good as blue, green, and black. Nothing that I want from this pack. I still take the card that I can play in Apostle's Blessing. It seems like we're going to go dinosaurs, dinosaurs. And in that case, I most definitely want the Flameborn Byron rather than the Glistener Elf. Another choice as at a Glistener Elf, but I'm going to go with a Furnace Scamp. Furnace Scamp plus Fresh Meat does something. Shrine? Yeah. I'm not going to take either of these cards. Another Byron. This doesn't look too bad. For the sake of not showing that green comes late, even though it's a really bad card. The same two cards again. We do have some three Viridian Harvests in a row. We do have some big guys. We don't have any removal yet, which might be troublesome. Although there weren't that many removal in red. There isn't that many removal for red in New Phyrexia. There's more of those in Besieged and in Scars. This pack has got a Fangren Marauder. There is a go for the throat, but I don't think that I'm going to branch into another color with that. Even though the only card that I'm giving up, even though I'm not really giving up on any card, it's just an extra card. I still think that I'd rather have the Fangren Marauder most of the time. The go for the throat will be awesome against me, but not so awesome in my deck. Burn the Impure, easy pick. If we are extremely lucky, we might get the Emissary back, or the Sphere of the Suns. There's also Luminous Gargoyle, but let's see, it's Sky Hunter, Gargoyle, Sphere, Emissary, Partisan, I think that there will be something that we can play, even though it's not going to be all that exciting. This pack has got the Sangromancer. Still, we are, but as with the last, when we had a choice of both of the approach, we aren't really black. Apart from that, there is a Cops Courier. I don't mind playing Cops Courier. I'm not as inclined to playing Lisa's Courier due to green having a lot better cards in that spot than do red. But I mean, it's going to be unblockable against the Ferret. few decks. So I'm going to take the Courier. There will be other choices as getting the Hulk. Here though we have the choice of Into the Core or Creeping Corrosion. There's also an Ichor Wellspring and a Mystic Shaman. This pack is really good. Cleanse of Might, Ichor Wellspring, Gust Skimmer, Predation. All of these cards are playable. The least playable card is the Infuser, which I think is quite good as well. So in the choice between Into the Core and Creeping Corrosion, I think I'm still going to go Into the Core. It's targets. That's basically the reason. You get the choice here. Although this can always be played, whereas this can be dead if your opponent doesn't have anything you can kill on board. Doesn't have 2 permanents on board. Mystic Shaman, that's a nice, rather late card for us. 6th pick. Other cards still Cleanse of Might and Gust Skimmer. This is the same print run on commons as before. Now it's between Ogre Resistor and Spin Engine, and I think I'm just going to go with the Resistor. We have 3 casting costs and not so many 4 casting costs guys. And as I said, I would see Tangle Hulks later, and we did, but Resistor is the better card, I feel that it is. Here we get a choice between Tangle Hulk and Ringleader, and this time it will be Tangle Hulk. Ringleader is okay, but being forced to attack when you don't want to isn't optimal. Crush for the sideboard. Activate Golem can be okay. Ringleader, we get one of those as well. This card is so bad. Yeah. Metallic Mastery, I'll scoop that up. I have played it occasionally. Here I'm going to cut the liver section. I'm not going to play Concussion Bolter in this deck because it's got 1, 2, 3, it's got 4. A total of 4 artifacts in it. And cutting the annoying blocker, which can occasionally get large. And even attack. Magnetic Mine. It's such a bad card. So we have already a deck of playables, although I would like to have some better playables than these. And we open a more than decent Black Bomb. We can't deal with that with the deck as it is. And let's see, this is colorless. We could potentially splash it. I would like to, because it is such a beating. I mean, you get onto the battlefield and immediately your opponent is digging for answers. Because the next turn you will return at least one of his artifacts to the battlefield, and then the turn after that another 1 or 2, and so on. It is better than. It is the best card, hands down. It's no question about it. Unfortunately, the things that you return comes into play tapped, but I think I can live with that. Silvermere would be decent. I would like a Horizon Spellbomb. There's a Silverback replica though, so I'm not going to complain in this pack. And we get past Ambersmith, a Genesis Wave, and a Perilous Mirror. I did a draft just before this one where I had Genesis Wave and whatnot in my deck. I ended up losing to an aggressive deck that time, but I like Genesis Wave. It has some nice, it does do some interesting things. But Perilous Mirror is the best card in this pack. Ambersmith is better, but we don't have enough artifacts to make that a better card than the Perilous Mirror, which always will be annoying to the opponent. This pack has nothing for us. I mean, there is a Heartstopper, but rather than that, I'm just going to hate this Plague Stinger and its foil. So, hating Plague Stinger and hopefully getting some more playables for our deck. Brilliant Rebels is okay, not more than that. I'd much rather play the Ichthyssaur Mirror than the Rebel at this time. Yeah, I'll just take that. And this pack has got nothing. I'm going to take the Wing Puncture as a sideboard card. And we get past the Life Mamba. I'm going to have to take that. I'm disappointed that we don't see any red coming this way. But I can't do anything about that. I'm going to pick up the Scissors Archer on the off chance that I might use it. Daredevil will be included in the deck, I think. Let's see here. Still Infection might see play as well. So I think that I'm going to play one Flamebolt Byron. I'm going to cut Ichthyssaur Mirror. Yeah, so one Byron and cutting the mirror, and I think that's the deck. As is, I think I'm going to need this Still Infection since I don't have. I have one Perilous Mirror, Burned Impure, Blizzardtic Shaman, Silverbuck Replica, and Still Infection. That's my removal and into the Coracle. I'll pick up another Wing Puncture. And Flyer. So Ichthyssaur Mirror out. So let's see here. Potential cards. And out of these, I think that, well, it seems like Furnace Scamp will be quite unexciting. And let's see here, 2 out of these cards should get cut. Ringleader, I already have. Let's see if I move these where they will most likely be played. So I've got 2 5 drops, 3 6 drops. I think that I'm more likely to play this Ringleader. Seems like we might be a fairly... No, actually not the Ringleader, because yeah, I think that the Viren will be more useful than the Ringleader. Yeah, I think so, because we will be defending with our early drops, and then when we get to the offensive, we will be going on offensive with these 5 and 6 power guys. Let's pack it up here. If we do go on the offensive earlier, then it will be some creatures, not all creatures, and having this guy who has to attack all the time. It depends. I might switch a Viren for the Ringleader if my opponent's deck allows it, but I wouldn't count on it. I am playing this Shrine because I do want to get to these. I want these guys to turn earlier. It's not an optimal ramp spell, but if I get that out on turn 3 and turn 4, I can, if anything else, I can play like both a Mamba or a Cobra, and then also something else due to it gaining counters of my green spells. Maybe that's what I should cut instead, adding Ringleader and upping my artifact and my creature count even further. Yeah, that might be better. Now it's more of a question if I should run 18 lands, because I have one fixer, and yeah, I have one fixer. But seeing as I have a big pack, but not an overly large pack at 5 and 6. I think I can survive with this. Let's see, should I play? Yeah, I think I can play 3 swamps. Since I don't have any other fixing, I think I have to play it like this. I do want green to my green effects. So I'm going to play 5, even though none of my green effects costs more than 1 green necessarily. 9 red should be enough. Even though all of it costs double red, but I think that 9 is enough. And if I can just get my second use out of the Wellspring with my Daredevil, my lone way of killing it profitably, then it should be fine. So yeah, see me around.